Hi, Dulka. Welcome to the Quint. Great to have you here.
Hi, Suresh. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First of all, congratulations for Maniyarele Ashokan. It's your first
Thank you.
release during the lockdown.
Lockdown. Yes, yes.
And before we come to the film, what we do know is that you've not been having a haircut during the lockdown.
No, I haven't. I mean, I don't get that chance very often because we go from film to film very quickly, especially in Malayalam.
Right.
We finish movies in a couple of months, so we're always changing our looks. And I don't think I've had the opportunity to just like not cut my hair in such a long time. So,
yeah, your Instagram pictures were quite good.
thank you.
Maniyarele Ashokan has got mixed reviews.
Right.
I thought the production standards were absolutely, brilliant, and the cinematography was so beautiful. I mean, I can't remember a film that's been shot so beautifully in recent times.
Thank you.
Could you tell us, as a producer, what drew you to the script?
See, I took the decision to get into production because I realized that I love languages and doing films in multiple industries. But obviously, Malayalam is my core market. But I also wanted to constantly, be a part of great movies because, we are definitely going through the best phase in our industry and just making fabulous movies.
Right.
But I don't want to lose, the chances I'm getting everywhere also. So I was keen to start a production house and also, be a part of great cinema that's been happening here. But I also knew because my first opportunity to act in a film came with a film called Second Show,
Yeah.
which was entirely newcomers. I'm saying behind the cameras and like most of the artists on the film, and it was the most amazing experience, the most wonderful way to begin, a career in movies. So I was kind of keen to do something similar, to start with a small film with a almost entirely new crew. So this film, when a bunch of these youngsters, they came and met Gregory, and he just kind of wanted my opinion on the film. And I thought it was a really sweet idea, and I liked the fact that there were so many newcomers coming on the film, and it reminded me of Second Show, just the whole process of it.
Okay.
Because at the same time, I was also launching a production team, and I didn't go with the traditional people from the industry or like just give it to an EP to produce the entire film and give it to me. I was very keen to build a team of my own people and guys I mean, a lot of them who had really good jobs who quit it and then came and joined this full time just out of their love for cinema.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be nice if my production house, being new on the team, that they would get to work with newcomers, and then it's a great exchange of things. And we wanted to start with a small film. This was the intent. So obviously, like you said, you love the cinematography and how well it was shot and the production values and stuff. And I'm sure there are certain things that are maybe amateur about the film, but that's expected with a completely new crew like that.
Okay. Now, when you're dealing with a subject like this, where a person, has this unlucky horoscope and
Right.
it proves to be an obstacle in his getting married.
Yeah.
As a producer, are you also conscious that, oh, am I promoting superstition in some way? Are those red flags?
It's yeah. Like again, I think it's if I try to be that careful, I'm really limiting myself.
Right.
With as big a population as we are, even just in India, there are just so many types of stories, and there are that many kinds of people, and different people believe in different things. So, like you said, if the film is receiving mixed reviews, there is a percentage of the audience that really connect to it, that really get the film. So I don't want to, especially as a production house, I don't want to limit us by saying, "Hey, we won't do such a film," or we're going to. And I don't think a movie can promote anything. There's nothing new there's no new idea you're going to sell in a film. You're essentially just going to some part of society, whether we agree with it or those of us reviewing the films or certain fans or whatever, if they're not agreeing with it, that doesn't necessarily mean it represents the whole of society. Right?
Correct. Now, speaking about Wayfarer films, you had Varane Avshamunda earlier this year, and now you have Maniyarele Ashokan. What's your vision for your production house? What kind of cinema do you want to bring to the audience?
I actually have big, massive dreams about this company, and it's something that I seem to constantly obsess over. So definitely want to do small, medium, and large films. Not necessarily with just me or my other in-house actor, which is my father. I really want to work with new talent. Really want to work with other actors, and then slowly just build a reputation for being a really good production house where we try to make the best of films, and even if we don't succeed at every time getting the films right, but I want people to believe that, hey, this is a good company, it's a good production house, everybody's going to be well looked after. And those are the kind of things I feel like I want to stand for. I
Okay.
don't want to ever make anyone ever feel like they're being shortchanged, or because it's always been a bit disorganized, how productions work. Or it's easy for me as an actor to just produce or be a part of or co-produce some my own films. It's just, but I'm not really on the ground doing anything. Just be like I might just have a stake in the film.
Right.
But I'm keen to actually have a team of people. I want to have a writers lab. I want to have a creative department, or have a team of people getting into marketing, and it should be a full-fledged studio.
Now, one of the most anticipated films from Wayfarer is Kurup, and we saw the first look, and it's really dramatic. There's a lot of anticipation. When you're playing somebody who's based on a real life person, sometimes there is reference. There are videos, there are photographs. You can then build yourself around that, like Mahanati. Now, here's a person who was like years back, and you probably have no visual record, video, or anything about him. So how do you model yourself on this person, on a person like that?
I think a lot of it, we kind of went with a lot of the findings about this person from his hometown, and the place he grew up in, his family, his home, his friends, or whatever. And so generally, people had something or the other to say about him. Some could be fantastical, some could be larger than life, but it seemed a bit like that. Okay. So I kind of felt like this person would be a little flamboyant, would be a little loud, as were Gulf return NRIs of the time. Because the early 80s, late 70s was pretty much the beginning of that sort of exodus of oil boom, so to speak. So anyone with a good job in the Middle East tended to be a little louder. So those are certain takeaways we had, and of course the challenge in the film was to make sure we don't justify him or justify his deeds. So I feel like, I'm sure even another time we release, that will be the big debate. Hey, are we glorifying this guy?
Him?
Yeah. Are we whitewashing him or whatever? So that's something we've been very carefully treading on. But I'm sure, end of the day, if a film has some amount of style or flair, it is bound to seem like you're glorifying it. But I mean, generally villains are quite stylish,
Correct.
But it's tricky because it's based on a real life person.
Right. Yeah. Now, Dulquer, one of the skills that we've come to know that you possess is making burgers. Prithviraj.
I was like, oh my God, you're going to make me do something right now.
Prithviraj has labeled you as the best burger chef. So tell us, what's the secret to making the best burger?
Nothing. So, I mean, all of lockdown, you start to have random cravings. And I've always felt like I have a soft spot for burgers and for like biryani. So if you're in India, a good way to kind of experience different cultures, different parts of the country is to find out how they make biryani in different places. Similarly, in the West, I feel like a good burger defines, whichever area you're from or however. Like, I feel like even in New York, there's so many different kinds of burgers. So during lockdown, I think as I had cravings, I would just keep watching videos on different kinds of foods that I'm missing, because they're not going out to restaurants or whatever. So I was like, I started just experiment and kind of start to make it from scratch. So like, we'll grind the meat and we make our own patties. And my friend Shaker, DJ Shaker, he also joined in, because we're all just curious about food. And I think everyone has been kind of honing some interests or skills, so to speak. So I've experimented with burgers and sushi and, different kinds of coffee and all of these things. I think more out of sort of necessity, because you're missing certain things. Right. But yeah, over time, I think I've gotten pretty good at it.
Now, Mr. Mammootty posted this picture of him at the gym, which went hugely viral. And people who did not know him could not believe that he is a person who's almost 69, 70.
Correct.
And he caused a mini storm online. Did he realize what he had sort of created online? Did you speak to him?
Actually, when he clicked that picture, he kind of showed it to us, and all of us, for a second, we were like, "Oh my god, that looks so like good!" Like, because you kind of see him going to the gym when he comes out. You don't kind of, and he's consistently training, and he's always been very good about his fitness regime and his diet and stuff. So I was like, all of us, like my mom, my wife, my sister, all the family members, we were all quite surprised by how good he looked in that picture. So we're like, we think we should post it, but I don't think he realized, what a storm it would create. And it was lovely to see because everybody, in the industry, across industries,
Correct.
people all reached out to him, and I think that was nice for him because you're kind of in lockdown for so long, and just to hear from everyone, even if it's about a picture, it was almost like a movie release, I think.
Right, right. Now, as a producer, I mean, the industry has been almost at a standstill for so long.
Right. Yeah.
We've seen some efforts like See You Soon, which have come out.
Yeah.
How is the industry in Kerala dealing with it? And do you see yourself slowly starting shooting anytime soon with all the precautions?
I don't think beyond September or latest by October, I don't think we're going to be able to stop ourselves from working. So at the first given opportunity, I think everybody's gonna, want to get back to work. And you're right, a lot of discussions and thinking are happening on what we can shoot in controlled environments and what kind of stories we can tell, with safe sort of shooting controls and stuff. And the thing is, just with any other job or any other industry, we have to keep the ball rolling.
Right.
Obviously, but a lot of production houses, such as myself, with big films like Kurup and stuff, there are interest costs that are mounting. So maybe to offset those, we will have to explore smaller films,
Right.
or maybe even just start doing content if there are OTT networks that are interested. Because I feel like I'm also running out of content, to watch. So I feel like there is a need and there will be a demand, and hopefully, our producers and our filmmakers, we can also cater to
Right.
that need.
Right.
But like anything else, I feel like it will just very organically happen.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us, Dulquer.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Suresh. Bye-bye.